Welcome to the Scotch for Dummies, a beginner's guide series, where we run down a distillery or brand's core range to help you understand what they're really all about. Today we're getting into a good one, the SMWS. You don't know what that's about? Well, stick around. Hey everybody, Mark from Scotch for Dummies here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like and subscribe, maybe the notification bell, so you know when we go live once a week or when one of our new videos comes out once a week. Today we're going to get into the SMWS and just what the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society is and what they're all about. So let's start off with a real quick brief history. Where did they come from? Way back in the early 80s, I think it was 1982, a guy by the name of Pip Hill had this great idea that he wanted to buy a cask of whiskey. So he went around to a bunch of his friends and got up enough scratch and went to a distillery and they bought a cask. Threw a party, had a great time, had so much fun they wanted to buy another one. Fast forward 39 years later and voila, you have the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. Now what do? Well, they're basically an independent bottler. They procure casks of whiskey from different distilleries and bottle them or re-rack them until they think they're ready to be bottled. Speaking about those bottlings, they have a unique process of determining when a cask is ready by utilizing a tasting panel that reviews blind samples given to them from their dunnage house to determine when something is ready. They do not disclose the name of their distilleries, but rather have a unique numbering system that consists of a number, a period, and another number. The first number represents the distillery, and it's pretty simple. They're in order of when they began acquiring whiskey from that particular distillery. So a 1-dot bottle is the very first distillery they acquired cask from. The second number represents which number of cask it is from that particular distillery. So a .150 means it's the 150th cask from that distillery they've bottled. If you're really curious to know what the distillery is, I'm sure your good friend Uncle Google can quickly help you out. So where are they located? They're headquartered in Leith, Scotland, which is a port district in Edinburgh, but they operate in at least 19 different countries. Each chapter is its own business entity, but under the umbrella of the SMWS. So here in the United States, we have the SMWS America. Membership is global though. So although I live in America, I purchase my bottles from the SMWS-A, I'm also welcome in any of the other locations around the world with my membership card. They also have a few membership locations. One in Leith, called the Vaults. They have one in Edinburgh on Queen Street. They have one in London, they have one in Glasgow, and they also have partner bars around the world that carry SMWS bottles that members will receive a discounted pour from when they show their membership card. So what can you expect? Well, membership basically affords the member the ability to purchase their whiskey. And the cost of membership varies from market to market, but here in the United States it's $99. Releases are monthly, and in some markets, twice a month with a mid-month release. And the releases they refer to are called outturns. They do have special bottlings. Where is one? Like this guy. Such as festival releases or vaults collections, and they're even producing their own blends from time to time. Not to mention, they're venturing into other spirits, such as bourbon, Irish whiskey, Armagnacs, rums. They're exploring quite a bit. They categorize their bottles into 12 different profiles, which I'm displaying several of right here, but I'll go through them real quick for you. It's extremely helpful to know these profiles because they assist members in expanding and exploring by focusing on the actual whiskey as opposed to the specific distillery. And it really comes in handy given the fact that they don't give you the distillery name. Their profiles are young and sprightly, sweet, fruity and mellow, spicy and sweet, spicy and dry, deep, rich and dried fruits, old and dignified, light and delicate, juicy oak and vanilla, oily and coastal, lightly peated, and heavily peated. They also have one more category of bottling called the Vaults Collection, and it really consists of their oldest and rarest whiskeys, and that's why it comes in the special bottling. So some of the pros and cons of the SMWS. We'll start with the pros. First, the variety. They offer the most vast offering of Scotch around without any doubt when it comes to independent bottlers. Another pro is exploration. Their process is set up perfectly for someone to explore the intricacies of the entire flavor profile of Scotch whiskey. The quality is second to none. The use of their tasting panel, they consistently bottle quality Scotch, and personally, I've yet to have a bottle I just flat out didn't like. Some of the other bennies are outside of COVID. They do hold special tasting events, and with partner bars, it's nice to get a small discount on a nice dram when you're out and about. Some of the cons? Well, the cost. First, after paying the annual membership fee, worth noting the annual renewal is less than the initial membership cost, the bottles usually average about $10 USD a year in age. So if it's a 10-year-old whiskey, it's going to probably be somewhere around $100. Now, yes, the older ones do go up from there and can easily exceed $20 a year, although it is cask strength whiskey, so you're getting a little more whiskey for your money. Another con is shipping. These obviously vary by market, but here in the States, the shipping is actually a little high compared to shipping from regular online stores. And the biggest thing anyone needs to consider before becoming a member is if the SMWS even ships to your locale. I do know they do not ship to all 50 states, so I always recommend checking before committing a membership. I will note that I've never had an issue with any damaged or leaking bottles, so their shipping is good, just a little expensive. So to wrap things up, that's the beginner's guide to the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. If you enjoy the content, smash that like and subscribe for more. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you know when we publish a new one. And one last thing, if you've got another beginner's guide that you'd like to see, make sure you put it down in the comments so we can add it to the list and get one done for you. Until next time, Salancha.